Let's go back to some incel shit. Losing my V card, masturbation, and other sexual adventures. From a bot tuber. Best dress.
Welcome to a wholesome ass conversation about sex.
Wholesome sex combo. This reminds me like when I was a bot tuber and I'd be like, well, when I didn't know what to do for a couple years, I'd watch it like this, like, should I do this?
I'm so excited to film this video because, I mean, you guys probably know based on the number of sexual references that are in my video, I have to like zhuzh around there a little bit. Oh, she's a squirter. Alright. And by the magic, I mean hours and hours of editing. And also sex. But I am a huge proponent of being open.
Hours and hours of sex?
And honest about sex. So I'm gonna be dispelling all of my sexual wisdom onto you guys today.
Here we go, chat. Ready for some sexual wisdom? Incel schizoid autists, come out of the woodworks and come make me look bad by spamming some incel shit in the chat. Let's go.
Your virginity, masturbation, casual sex, the whole shebang. I have so many topics to cover in this video, so let's just dive on right in, kiddos.
So let's just like quirky, get into it, quirky. This is like the type of person to be like, literally help me, it's raining. Oops, oh my god, someone save me.
I shouldn't call you kiddos. This is a sexual video. We are all consenting adults here. Before we jump into any of the other sections of this video, I just wanted to talk briefly about societal conceptions about sex and how they've affected me and how I think they affect a lot of women. Over the past couple decades, our society has made so much progress in terms of making women feel more comfortable with their sexual choices, but I feel like we still have—
Yeah, society's done a great job in making women feel comfortable for being whores! Abdul! Get the boulders! The rocks are too small for this one.
Such a long way to go. Today, it's all about women being sexually empowered, but it's always this undercurrent of, oh, you have to be sexually empowered, but you can't be slutty. You know, it's like you can only have so much sex, but you can't take it too far. And on the other side of things, with casual sex and hookup culture, there's also this pressure to be sexually experienced and to be able to have casual sex without getting emotionally attached. Really, none of it matters. It's all a societal construct. So—
It's all a societal construct. You see how libs use that to go and do whatever the fuck they want to do? And this is why normalizing pedophilia is the next step of this, because it's all a societal construct. Age is a construct. These societal pressures exist for a reason. Okay? You can't excuse all your behavior just because people behave themselves for a reason.
Sex without getting emotionally attached. Really, none of it matters. It's all a societal construct. So please just do you, fam. However much or however little or however late or however early you have sex, as long as it is consensual and you're having a good time, that is all that matters. Even though I like to think of myself as like a kick-ass, feminist, badass lady who doesn't give a fuck about society's standards. You know, they really do get to you because I've grown up with those messages my entire life. When I was a freshman in college and I felt ready to have sex for the first—
No, chat, we're not skipping. We're gonna get into the mind of the average bot female. This is how they think. This is an important psychological deep dive for all the people who want to fornicate this year and not be on MGTOW gym grind mode. For any guy who wants to get laid, this is how most girls think. It's just gonna be detailed in this video.
First time with my first boyfriend, I had this, like, it was an uncontrollable feeling of shame and guilt, and it wasn't because I didn't feel ready to have sex or because I didn't feel safe with my boyfriend or I didn't feel comfortable in my body. I think all the subliminal messaging over the years had really built up in my head, telling me that if I lost my virginity, I'd be a different woman, I'd be impure, people around—
Exactly, yes, yes. Look how hard she's trying to cope and justify not doing or doing what— going against what she's supposed to be doing.
Would suddenly know, or like I'd somehow be a worse person.
Yeah, you are. You lose your value the more dicks you take. Sorry.
It was such a mindfuck. I literally like cried in my bed because I was so conflicted. And I think a lot of girls go through this because
she's trying so hard to be a feminist, but there's a little bit of purity. You know, that's you see the battle in her head. She wants to be a fucking whore to be a feminist, but she's like, no, but I'm a good girl. She is. Oh, I don't know.
There's so much pressure. I mean, it's called losing your virginity. It sounds like a part of you is going to go missing. That frustrates me even to say, because obviously your value is not determined by how much or how—
Yes, it is. That was God trying to warn you. That was God, and you were there crying because Jesus was crying.
Sex that you have. Sex is your business and nobody else's.
And imagine your daughter listens to this. This is the feminist programming. This has 5 million views. 5 million. 3.76 million subscribers. Your daughters are gonna listen to this garbage. This is who's teaching your kids.
And after I lost my virginity, nobody looked at me differently. Nobody
And yeah, this is my sister, by the way.
treated me differently. I didn't feel any different. It was just like a new experience that I had gained, and it's a new part of life that I can enjoy. Even after I was having sex pretty regularly, I felt like every time I had sex, I was using up a finite number of sexual experiences that I
Exactly.
had before I became loose and undesirable and my vagina just deteriorated into mush.
Damn, what a way to say your rant through. Look at her face right now. She said it in like a quirky girl way, but she belongs to the street.
Which is not at all true. My vagina has done a lot in her day.
Oh!
And she's still going strong.
Oh!
I personally, and our society as a whole, has a long way to go in terms of dissociating how many times you have sex, with whom you have sex, with your worth.
Cope. Society's got to change because your body count is in the triple digits.
As a woman, I've even seen it in the ways that my friends talk about sex. Oh, I slept with this guy, but trust me, I don't sleep with that many guys. Or I only let him go down on me, but trust me, like, I didn't have sex
Bro, who is that simp eating box?
with him. As if that is some type of defense to their character and that they're not one of the slutty girls. And now I try to be
The bot-tube programming is turning girls into absolute whores.
a lot more careful about the way that I talk about sex, never giving these caveats for myself. No, I like having sex, I have sex, and women who have sex more or less than me are equally amazing humans, you know?
No, they're not.
So with that out of the way, one of the first topics I wanted to talk about
Bot!
was masturbation. I kind of like humped things around the house when I was younger.
Ah! Chat, no jacking off 2020-23. Every time you want to go, every time you want to do that shit, do 10 push-ups. Do 10 push-ups. And the battery's dying. 10 push-ups right now. 10 push-ups right now. 10 right now. 10 right now. For her. For this ran through best stress horror. It is what it is. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Simp eating box, disgusting. I mean, I don't know. I disagree. I think if it's your main, you can lick it once in a while, but everyone's gonna say L for me saying that.
But I didn't realize it was a sexual thing until later on. I've said this in another video, but in my sex ed class in middle school, they took the guys outside and talked to them about masturbation, and they left the
Look at what school's doing. Why is school teaching you to jack off?
girls inside the classroom and didn't tell us shit. And
Because
they never like gave us a lesson on it later. It was just like, hey guys, here's a lesson about jerking it off. And then girls like, good fucking luck. I would masturbate in high school, but I felt a lot of shame about it. I felt like so dirty afterwards, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Like, you're
Look at there's God is telling her that this is wrong, and she's justifying so hard.
such a piece of shit. And I would never talk to anybody about it. Like, when guys in my high school realized that female masturbation was a thing, my friends would like ask me if I did it, and I was always like, oh no. Because I felt like it was too taboo to talk about.
What did you want to tell him? Yeah, high school boys. Oh, bro, someone's got to clip that up in a bad way. But yeah, I go flick the clit all the time. Classroom full of teenage boys. Don't clip that.
So I want to let you guys know that masturbation is completely normal and cool. This is gonna get very personal, but when I was
It's not cool.
younger, I
It's wrong.
also would only rub the clit or like hump things. I wouldn't
Ah!
put my fingers into my vagina because I thought that it would like stretch me out and make me too loose and therefore like decrease my sexual value later in life.
True, all true.
Which is not true, honey. Like, you can
Yes, it is.
put some fingers up there and you'll be doing fine.
No. Look at her weird. Why is she cringing at the words she's saying? You see how she's brainwashing her audience to become whores?
Which is not true, honey.
Why does her face look like this?
Like, you can put some fingers up there and you'll be doing fine.
Haram.
And it probably would have made losing my virginity a little bit less painful if I had kind of experimented around with myself first. It probably would have made me better at sex and enjoy it more. Masturbation is also a great way to figure out, you know, what's going on down there, what you like, what gets you off, because, you know, the female organs are a little bit complicated and they never really teach you that in school, and everybody's is a little bit different. It's great once you start having sex with other people to know what you like, where you can direct them if they're going down on you. I sound like a fucking ad for masturbation.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. Why are you telling people? You just told a bunch of teenage girls to come and finger themselves and it's good? Bro, what the fuck?
Let's talk about porn real quick. I grew up on a lot of Tumblr porn, which is now banned from their site, so thanks
W.
a lot, Tumblr. You can now only see male-presenting nipples on their website and no female-presenting nipples. Tumblr was a really good place for me to kind of dip a toe into porn because there is a lot of aggressive and hardcore porn out there. There's also a site called Bellesa, which is full of curated female-friendly porn. It's generally pretty high production quality. They focus on like female orgasms. It's nothing too aggressive or misogynistic like a lot of male-focused porn can be. So that is a great place if you're looking for like some safe content to masturbate to. A lot of people I know are also a fan of amateur porn because it depicts sex so much more realistically. Especially when I was younger and I was watching porn but I hadn't had sex yet. It really can shape the way that you expect.
This is gonna make people like all the teenage girls who are watching this are gonna be so confused after watching this.
Sex to be. I thought that women always had to be super sexy, like moaning all the time, back arched, ass out, you know?
Yo, El Sneakita sister.
And that's not really how sex is. Like, you know, it's not perfect. The moans are not always that loud. The dicks are not always that big. I started out with lesbian porn actually because I felt like it was a lot more gentle, especially because I hadn't had sex yet. I didn't understand what the sensation of like penetration really was about, so it just looked like it hurt. So yeah, I started watching lesbian porn, and then from there I kind of gradually explored my porn preferences. Honestly, I used to be really unattracted to penises. I was just like,
bro, why, bro? Why her face looks quirky little liberal, quirky city girl. Just a day in my life in New York City.
It's like I don't like how dicks look. They're weird. They're ugly. I literally never looked at my first boyfriend's penis for like extended periods of time because I just was like, ew, that's kind of gross. So it took me like a couple years to actually.
It took you years to look at a dick? What is the point of this video, bro?
I enjoy the view of a penis.
Ah! Ew, I hate your facial expressions, man.
But yeah, if you find straight porn a little bit aggressive to start out with.
Connor says, you know, you after this video, you're gonna have BFs in the chat watching porn right after this, bro. Weak-minded. Is this why you guys are so angry about this? Is this arousing to anybody watching this? Are you guys that weak that you're gonna go watch porn after this? Reprogram your mind. Reprogram your mind. Don't be that weak. You should be able to watch this shit, bro. What the fuck is this? This is a video from a bot YouTuber who's indoctrinating teenage girls.
With lesbian porn is also like pretty sexy in my opinion. Next up, let's talk about losing your V card, aka the sexual debut. That's cheesy. I don't think that sexual debut will catch on, but I really hate the term losing your virginity. I recommend trying sex for the first time with somebody you've known for a little while who you trust and respects you and is really going to be looking out for you and make sure that you feel good and that you feel safe, because that's what sex is all about. My first time was actually quite painful because I hadn't even really stuck my fingers up there before. Or I hadn't put a tampon in, like nothing had gone up my vagina before. He kind of just like fingered me for a little bit and then had sex with me. A couple more sessions of like fingering or going down on me to get me used to that sensation would have been good, but obviously that's not his fault. That's also my fault for not knowing what to ask for.
Yo, she's 100% a starfish. She's just too weird. And then he had sex with me. She's just laying there and this dude's and she's like, and then he inserted his fingers and then he did the sex to me. Bro.
Or I hope this is common knowledge by now, but say it with me, kids. Your hymen doesn't always break when you have sex. It's a little membrane that's stretched out and it has a hole in it. So if you masturbate, if you put a tampon up there, it's not necessarily going to shatter your hymen. You know, you're not gonna like lose your virginity to a tampon. That's not a thing. It typically will bleed and cause a little bit of pain the first time it's stretched out, which tends to be the first time you have penetrative sex, but it can be stretched out like riding a bike, doing sports. So don't worry if you don't bleed, but just in case, probably put like a little towel down there so you don't ruin the bed sheets. My hymen did
the bed sheets are your
do the bleeding thing, but honestly it wasn't that painful. I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. And if you're properly warmed up and lubed, really losing your virginity does not have to be that painful.
She uses lube? Bro, this bitch can't even get wet. She's not fun to fuck. No funny shit. I know she's my sister, but bumbleclot.
Bomboka!
Nah, but for real, like if you gotta use lube, Chad, have you ever used? Oh, there's a bunch of virgins watching, but I've never. Has anyone here used lube before ever?
Let's talk about contraception. Yeah, the people that I grew up with, you know, they all have protected sex. Then I came to college and I met some people that were like, oh no, like nobody uses condoms. It's like completely normal to have unprotected sex. And I was like, what the fuck? No matter what the kids are saying these days, nothing is cooler than not getting an STI and not getting an unwanted pregnancy. So please be safe, kiddos. Arden Rose did a really thorough video about all of the different forms of contraception. There is the pill, there is IUDs, there is even a little injection that you can get in your arm. And I personally have not tried out too many different ones. I pretty much always used condoms, which I know are not 100% effective. Last year, I did try the NuvaRing for a couple months, but it really messed with my emotions. Like, I was probably the most depressed that I've ever been. I really didn't feel like myself, and it took me 3 months to figure out that it might be correlated to the birth control, which I just hate that I lost like 3 months to the fucking NuvaRing because I was such a sad bean back then. And that's not to scare you guys away from it. I know the NuvaRing works really great for some people, and it was super low maintenance, so I liked that about it. Also, for the longest time, I always expected a guy to have a condom on him, but it's nice to always be prepared. Just get yourself a box, put it under your bed just in case. If you do end up having unprotected sex.
How many fucking guys you having over where the girl needs to have condoms, bro? This Breezy is making it seem like she just found oil digging in the Sahara Desert, bro. Her is dry as hell, bro. She can't even get wet. Bro, you ever fuck a bitch and she's like, and like not even like making eye. She's like, oh, okay, time for sex. This is her, bro. Like the quirky little, she's like clawy and shit. Like she's like a T-Rex. Time for the sex. Okay, yeah. You want to finger me a little bit? Got my NuvaRing in. Oopsie. Like imagine trying to like, you could try to put her legs up behind her shoulders and she's like having an exorcism in the middle. Like, bro, these are the worst girls to fuck.
First of all, know that pre-cum can.
Yeah, thank you for the 20. You mad, bra, Rollo. Bro, Sneako, why are you watching some demon ass shit? L, if you go to masturbate after the stream, control your mind. 20 push-ups now, Sneako, and chat. And 3 extra for Ziz and Top G and Talisman. Bro, you guys, you should be able to watch this and not get that fucking mad, man. Bro, like, legitimately, you should be able, all right, we'll do 20, but just her body is like, oh, imagine her giving a hand job. She's gonna be like, okay, give me your penis. Bring your penis here.
It depends on the guy, but there is a small chance that you'll get pregnant even if he pulls out. Secondly, Plan B is a great option if
she looked like she'd be scared to give a blowjob. She'd be like, oop, oop, oop.
There is some type
like a lizard fucking
mistake if the condom breaks. It is fucking expensive. It's like $50. One of the most freaking millennial experiences I've ever had was the morning after going to Rite Aid with a guy, getting him to buy Plan B and then Venmoing him back half the cost of it. So that wasn't a fun time. Next, let's talk about casual sex, which is something that I don't hear a lot of YouTubers talking about. I enjoy both relationships and casual sex. Honestly, some of the best sex that I've had has come from people off of dating apps, from people that I didn't know that well, but I've also had great sex in relationships. Most of my casual sexual experiences have been off the good old Tinder. You guys know that I am quite the dating app connoisseur. The way I like to go about it to make sure that I feel safe and that I feel comfortable.
She doesn't want to do this, bro. She's taking Tinder dick. She seems like a good girl, but she's like insisting that she needs to be a girl boss, queen feminist who's rejecting societal standards, and it's all a social construct. She don't want to be doing this. Redacted Ryan, thanks for the 10. Sorry, Sneako, but a lot of us will have to go soon. Our Fuhrer, Nick Fuentes is going live on okay, bro, like the fucking 100 groypers in here watching who spam the chat all day. Nick's live. Okay, bro, go to the other stream, man. Most of you
is I'll always message for a little bit first, usually a couple days to a week, then we'll go out on a date. The date doesn't have to be something too long and complicated and romantic if you really are just looking to hit it and quit it, if you know what I'm saying. But I've always been open to dating and casual sex kind of at the same time, so I like at least opening the door for a chance for a little bit of romance or a little bit of connection. Even if you don't end up having a romantic connection with them, it can just be a fun time to like try something new in your city, to hang out with somebody and learn about their life, feel more comfortable with them, make sure they're not a serial killer is always nice. If I've had a good time having sex with a guy, I'd like to, you know, invite him back for a second round. Over time, having a casual sex relationship can have some benefits because you get to know each other's bodies better, you feel more comfortable, you can explore like kinks, what positions you like, what music you like, etc. Even though hookup culture in college and especially in LA sometimes makes it harder to get into long-term relationships, to really connect with people, I'm also grateful for how much it's let me explore my sexuality and my body and how different people have sex. Sex is kind of like learning any other skill in life. The more you do it and the more different experiences you have, the more you know what you like and the better you can get at it. There's so much pressure.
No, it is. Someone in the chat said crazy how casual being a slut is in today's society. I mean, she's being honest. This is most girls now. And this is why it's harder to be able to find a relationship or find a wife. And why, like, when I bring on Wumble Wifey, everyone's like, great, oh my God. Because most girls are like this. No disrespect. She's a slut. But she's also a good girl. She's been indoctrinated to believe that she's a slut. But this is why it's good to watch, because these are most of the girls in our generation. Most of them. They do this. Tinder, casual sex, different relationships, even though, and she's like cringing because like, she doesn't want to be doing this. But it's too bad. Situationship. These are most of the girls now. So for all the guys, we need Myron on the stream. He's coming at midnight, you fucking... Bro, the incels are losing their minds here. There's 8,000 people watching. There's probably 6,000 normal people watching. Type 1 if you're normal. And you see all the fucking rage in here. Like, bro, so many men cannot even handle this shit. Not gonna lie, this is lame as hell. Watch this documentary about 9/11 instead. Bro, like, there's a lot of normies who get it and then see the autistic schizos come out of the woodworks when a woman talks about sex. Bro, I understand that a lot of you spend all day on the internet, and look at all the ones and normal people. This is just most of the girls now. So you can get really upset about it, but I think it's funny to think about how they think and how they communicate with one another, and also what they're teaching the next generation of girls.
On guys to always know what they're doing and really like rock your world sexually, but it's equally my responsibility to make sure that the guy has a good time and like we're both putting in effort, if that makes sense. When I started out, I was quite the starfish because I didn't really know.
Called it. I knew she was a starfish.
What to do with my body. I would
yeah, she was there.
Okay, time to have sex with me.
And just lay there and be like, this is what sex is. Come and get it, boys. But sex for me now is a lot more fun when I put more effort in, as much as a guy is trying to...
Yo, she put an effort in that shit, chat. What's up? Hey, she's still making videos or what? Should we collab?
Feel good. I want to make a guy feel good. Oh, related to that, I, for the longest time, did not want to give a blowjob. I actually had sex, and then 6 months later, I think I gave my first blowjob. As I had mentioned before, I really was not attracted to the penis, but I also thought of giving a blowjob as something that was so degrading, and as, you know, the feminist lady I am, I was like, oh, I refuse.
Retarded feminist, don't know. Bro, you're a feminist and it's degrading to suck a dick, but having a bunch of situationships, having a bunch of casual sex is empowering, but if you suck a dick, you're submitting to a man. The retarded battle of a feminist. Chat, if you've been in a liberal city and fucked around with some of these girls, it's just that complicated. Like, they're like, oh no, am I being a go? But then they're also fucking you. It's so stupid. But then also in Miami, it's different because it's more conservative in Miami. Kinda. And the girls here think that sucking dick is fine, but fucking is bad. It's like the battle and the justifications of a feminist to be empowered and then also be a slut. It doesn't make any sense, bro. Makes no sense.
To service a guy because I have too much pride in myself. In porn, it often is depicted as something that is...
Yeah, whatever. Porn just brainwash people. No Progress says, her constantly saying kiddos is disgusting. Kids need to be playing video games and educating themselves, not be playing video games. I mean, playing sports. Not learning or worrying about sex is disgusting. Yeah, I know. This video is meant for her to indoctrinate children. So all the fucking autistic schizos. Think about the kids, man. Think about what the kids, bro. What are they thinking, man?
So degrading, a guy getting this sense of accomplishment or superiority over a girl who gave him a blowjob, and I didn't want to subject myself to that. But eventually I realized that sex isn't this power play. It's not me and somebody else trying to get the better of each other. It's really about two people coming together and having a good time and caring about each other and...
Caring about each other? Bro. You think the dude on Tinder fucking you cares about you? Best dressed. He's fucking the shit out of you, and you're having this emotional moment in this feminist debate in your head. He's trying to nut, and you're here like, kiddos.
Pleasuring one another. Obviously, you should never feel pressured to give a blowjob. Blowjobs still aren't my favorite sensation in the world, you know?
I knew it. I fucking called it. I could tell based off her mannerisms, this bitch doesn't know how to suck dick. She don't spit on it. She needs to go... She needs to get, but she's like, she's doing the lizard shit. No, you need a,
of choking on a dick is like
Choke on it, yeah, consensually.
not always the funnest, but I can't.
No, it's not always the funnest.
Yo, this bitch is how are you bad at being a slut? You feminists are just bad at being whores. She's on Tinder taking dick, having situationships, and you still can't even suck dick properly because you're like having this debate in your head about feminism.
Can't respect it as part of the foreplay process. It's kind of cool to be able to give your partner this certain type of pleasure, and if he goes down on you, it's also
How is she being autistic about a blowjob? Chad, she's more autistic than you.
cool to get that type of pleasure in return. I think as long as it's reciprocal, as long as it's respectful, oral sex can be a really great part of sex.
Don't
I've
clip
heard the
that, Chad.
advice that you need to play hard to get,
Here we
and
go.
that you shouldn't have sex on the first date because otherwise a guy's never gonna come back. I legitimately tried that for a while. I was like not having luck in the dating scene, so I was like, I'm going to decide to not have sex with guys on the first date.
And then imagine being the guy, the fifth or sixth guy, and all the other guys got boxed on the first night, and now she's like, now I'm the hard to get one. But her body, she's already had 30 dicks through her.
Then I'm going to be wifeyed up. And guess what? It didn't fucking work. It was the exact same thing. If a guy's into me, he's into me. If we have chemistry, we have chemistry. And having sex on the first date isn't gonna change that. I have refused to have sex on the first date with guys, and then it just ended up turning into a casual thing because we didn't have romantic feelings for each other. Or I've had sex on the first date. I had sex on the first date with David, and it turned into a relationship. So yeah, sex is not like a game. It's not like a pawn piece in some
Yes, it is.
romantic journey. It's just, it is what it is. I also wanted to address
For you, because you're coping, but no, it is.
body positivity and really feeling confident while you're having sex. Initially, I was really scared.
Why does she talk like Destiny, bro? Like, I don't get how Chad's so fucking frustrated about this the way.
This my feeling confident in my naked body. I had trouble sucking a dick because I'm a feminist.
You gonna finish this first video maybe at 1.25 speed though? The Iman Ghazi video? Bro, Chad was pissed off about that. We got an angry ass chat today, man.
Getting naked in front of guys. I was scared they'd think my boobs were too small or my stomach was too big or my nipples were weird. By the way, I have inverted nipples. Comment below if you are a fellow inverted nipple sister.
You see how autistic she sounds?
By the way, I have inverted nipples. Comment below if you are a fellow inverted nipple sister. But yeah, my nipples, like, they don't point outwards. They're like little holes that go inwards.
Why are you telling this?
Literally, as the name would imply, they are inverted. This may also come back to my first boyfriend who told me my vagina was really weird, and that like shattered my personal self-esteem for a long time because I was so nervous when I was having sex with somebody new that they would look at my vagina and they'd be like, whoa, I don't want to have sex with her, like that's a fucking weird vagina. Later I looked it up and my vagina is like completely normal. There are so many different shapes and sizes and colors that vaginas come in and they all look
Ecuadorian says L tapers, sue your barber, suck my dick, bro. This is W lineup.
quite different than what you see in standardized porn. Oh, another fun fact, I, for the longest time, thought that all penises were the size that porn penises were. When I saw a flaccid penis for the first time, I was like, what the fuck? Why is this penis so small? But it was like a normal penis. It was just because it wasn't hard yet, and it wasn't 9 inches long like they are in porn. So it goes both ways for guys and girls. Be accepting of each other's genitals. I used to also be very self-conscious about exactly how I sounded or how I held my body. I would be like sucking my stomach in during sex to make sure that
She's so
I looked
autistic
like
about
a-
sex. You trying to fuck this bitch and she's there like,
Is my rib cage poking? Okay, have sex. Oh, let me kiss it. Okay,
and she's there like sucking your stomach. What?
And I think it really detracted from the sexual experience for me. Even if you feel like your body isn't perfect, even though there is no perfect body, I think what is really hottest and what feels the best for both people is if you're really confident in yourself. You can lose yourself in the moment. You're not worried about your imperfections. 99% of the time too, the imperfections that we care so much about on our own bodies, other people don't even notice. So
You see how porn ruined her though? She's so autistic and weird about sex because she was watching too much Tumblr porn first. This is, I can hear all the confusion. This is what, no porn, chat. Ban porn 2023. Just don't watch this shit. We can laugh at this.
yeah, I know insecurity isn't something you can fix overnight, but trust me, it's not something that you are being scrutinized over when you're having sex. Next up, let's talk about orgasms and how to have a groovy time during sex. I learned in sex ed that female orgasms are very elusive and very hard to obtain, and granted, they
female orgasms are very hard to obtain.
are a little bit more mysterious than the male orgasm. There's a little bit more work involved for most women, but that
I'll explain it because she doesn't know how to explain it. Women have to be not thinking about anything. They have to be completely under your control in order to have an orgasm. If she's thinking too much, you're being autistic. Bro, if you're a dude and you're there like sucking in your stomach and like clawing and having a feminist debate in your head about what you should be doing, you're not gonna make her come. The reason she's terrible at sex and guys will still have sex with her, because no one cares as a guy. We'll figure it out, bro. We'll figure this shit out. But her, she's there like a T-Rex, sucking in her stomach. But to make her come, like, she can't be thinking too much. She can't be in her head. It needs to be this like it has to be completely like, it just, everything, like the candle, the music. You'll smash her lol, says No Bread Kid. Would I? Yeah, I would. It'd be funny, you know? Like they're seeing her like cope and shit, but yeah. Sure.
It doesn't mean that they're fucking Sasquatch. You should be able to find one in your lifetime. I think oftentimes guys use that the female orgasm is mysterious as an excuse to not even try to get you to orgasm. When I first had sex, I didn't orgasm for a little bit, and they used to be pretty rare, but as I've become more acquainted with my body and the ways that I like having sex, orgasms have become more frequent. Also, please don't worry about shattering a guy's ego if you don't orgasm like all the time. I have had plenty of times where I've had sex and haven't orgasmed.
This bitch is fucking, like, god damn.
I haven't faked an orgasm, and you know, it was
Chat, 1 if you would, 2 if you wouldn't.
it was a fun time. I still had a good time. Let's talk about period sex
Oh no!
real quick. If you guys watched my video a couple months ago, I had not had period sex yet, and I was questioning what it was like, but...
And I was questioning, Professor, should I have the period sex?
Safe to say, your girl has had the experience now, and here is my review.
Demonic.
If you're on a heavier day of your period, it can get pretty bloody, so lay down a towel or some paper towels on your bed. Period sex honestly works in all positions, but if you're really worried about the flow coming out, there are certain positions...
Bro, period sex sucks, dog. Bro, no, you don't want to be hitting it from the back on her period, bro. That's just gonna be blood all over the... It should look like a crime scene afterwards. I hate that I found porn at such a young age. There's no progress. It ruined my mind and it took years to heal it. Promoting porn in YouTube videos should be something that permabans you, but it's not. Wonder why? Because they know that porn destroys your mind. They want you to be mind controlled. They know that you'll be confused and you'll be weird and you'll be weaker if you watch porn. This is an anti-porn stream. We are here to strengthen our minds and reprogram it. Porn, yeah, same shit too, bro. I used to watch porn every single day. And it did take some time to reprogram my mind too, but I got over that.
Where gravity is in your favor and your vagina is like not pouring the blood out gravity-wise. If you use a tampon right before period sex, it will be a lot cleaner because the tampon has absorbed a lot of the blood up in your vagina already. My vagina is a lot more sensitive on my period, so it can be really good for orgasms, and it can reduce period cramps and just makes me feel in a better mood. So overall, I'd give period sex a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's something that should be stigmatized, and yeah, it's a pretty good time. Lastly, I thought I'd talk a bit about kinky sex, which I will not get into too much detail because I feel like this video might get deleted off of YouTube if I like talk too much about kinks.
No, you get deleted off of YouTube if you talk about COVID and the election. If you talk about porn, it's fine. You'll get 5 million views.
But I think being a little kinky is quite common actually, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. As one of my friends said, light BDSM is the new vanilla. This is something I've never heard people talk about online.
Yeah, you can't talk about it online, especially if you're a dude. Ecuadorian says RP joke or whatever, bro, you're lying. She likes to be choked and she's about to explain it, trust me.
But choking is very...
But if I talk about it, I'm a sex trafficker. What did I say? W's in the chat. W's in the chat. I know, bro. Shit me?
Common amongst college students these days. Please comment below if you relate to this. So for me, some light asphyxiation really like increases sensation during sex.
But imagine if I said that on BotTube.
It increases sensations and
But if I'm like, all right, kiddos, what's up? You know what you gotta do in the bed? You get a bitch and you start choking her. Bam. Bam. You're a girl and you go,
ooh, quirky, T-Rex hands, ooh, feminism, I like being choked.
5 million views, bro.
I'm into it. Some guys like being choked too because it does increase their sensation as well. Obviously, ask before you do any of that. Make sure it's consensual. I feel like BDSM is like a little bit mainstream after 50 Shades of Grey, but it also has kind of a reputation for being degrading or being—
Yo, clip that chat. Clip that chat. And actually, one of the plug channels I know you're watching right now, upload this whole video as a reaction. Just make sure to put rumble.com/Sneako. This is gonna go up. This is a good reaction video.
Not consensual and not safe, and it totally is. Just make sure that you get that explicit consent first, that you're both into it, that you both have a safe word that you respect, and that afterwards you have some aftercare, you do a little bit of cuddling, talk about the experience, make sure that you're both doing okay, and yeah, it should be a good time.
Yeah, choke her and then cuddle her after so she feels better about being a fucking whore. That's the sex aftercare, is just her coming back to reality. Oh, I'm not a whore. I'm an empowered feminist. Cuddle me so I feel better. A good oriented Sneako, you still hit though? Yeah, I guess. Masculine Archive says period sex is nasty and there's hardly any lubrication, never again. Yeah, I don't know what you think about this, chat, but like I've been in long-term relationships. If I'm in a long-term relationship, I'd prefer not doing it, but I'll do it. In the past I'll do it. In the future, what I want to do with the main chick is just go, bro. When you bleed in that week, I'm fucking another bitch. I'm not doing that. I don't want a bloody dick. I don't want to have to go put the towel down and then have a bloody towel and then it smells weird and I only have to do missionary so that you don't feel insecure.
Don't be ashamed to explore all parts of your sexuality. So anyways, on that note, that brings us to the end of this video. The sun is setting and I have been rambling for like 3 hours about sex.
3 hours about this shit?
And I think my roommates might have overheard me, so that's been fun.
She's like, her roommates are like, whore!
This video helped you guys feel a little bit less taboo about sex, more comfortable in your sexual choices. In your sexual choices. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay sexy, and I'll see you guys next week.
Be a quirky feminist whore.
Bye.
Aww. She seems like a good girl though. I don't want to be that mean about her. I could fix her. I could fix her. She don't even post no more. She ain't posted 2 years, bro. What happened to her, man? 2 years. Back when I was a New York City vlogger, I used to watch shit like this and be like, is this what I have to do? The fuck did she post it? She should post on the ground? How long ago was this? 15 weeks ago? Yeah, this is some liberal shit. Liberal New York City. Oh yeah, bro. New York City, I've been with a lot of girls like this. Just like this. Sneako, I'm nutting to your voice. Ecuadorian lover, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Yeah, this is very Manhattan. Oh yeah. I mean, chat, it's like, ugh. She's got kind of like a teenage boy body type shit. I'm being disrespectful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. I don't want to objectify. No, she's good. She's good. She's good. I would. I mean, you know. I just don't like, you know who kind of was like that? Oh. No, I'm not gonna never mind. L-stream. But chat, someone you know was kind of like this, bro. Like the quirky. And I'm like, ugh.
That's it.
Your job?